Welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you've been feeling totally drained by the constant grind of modern work life, you're in the exact right place. Today, we're diving into a profound 16th century text, specifically a Hukamnama from the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, page 597, and we're going to translate its message into a warm, highly practical guide for your modern daily life. We're going to see exactly how this ancient spiritual wisdom directly tackles the very real, very current problem of burnout.
So let's just jump right in with a real challenge inspired by the opening lines of our source text. Think about this for a second. If you could ask for literally anything today, right now, what would it be? A promotion? A bigger salary? Maybe a wildly successful product launch? Or, maybe just some validation from a manager you really respect. In the text, the Guru writes, "You, God, are the giver of gifts. I am a mere beggar at your door. What should I beg for?" But then, the text immediately answers its own question with this sobering reality check. Nothing remains permanent. I mean, think about what happens when you actually get that promotion. The thrill lasts for, maybe a week, right? And then you're just looking at the next rung on the ladder. The text is really pushing us to examine the things we're begging for and asking if they can actually give us any lasting satisfaction.
Section 1. The illusion of permanence. Nothing remains permanent. The source text draws this incredibly sharp contrast between the temporary, worldly gifts we absolutely obsess over and eternal truths. Think about our modern obsessions: job titles, wealth, status. These are the things we spend 40, 50, maybe 60 hours a week chasing. But as the text states, nothing remains permanent. The company could restructure tomorrow. The market could shift. Everything changes. So the text offers a powerful alternative, asking to be blessed with the beloved name and perfect understanding. In a modern context, this is all about seeking a foundation that doesn't just crumble when the stock market dips or when someone else gets the corner office. It's about shifting our focus from racking up temporary titles to cultivating an inner spiritual wisdom that stays rock solid no matter what's going on externally.
Section 2. The Hidden Divine. Seeing God Everywhere.
The original text says that the divine is permeating and pervading everywhere. The exact phrasing is, in the water, on the land, and in the sky, he is pervading but hidden. We can beautifully translate this into finding a grounding presence right in the middle of our daily routines. In the water doesn't have to mean some remote river in a mystical forest. It can literally be the water running over your hands while you're washing the dishes after a long workday. On the land can be that crowded, stressful subway commute where everyone's glued to their phones. And in the sky, that can represent those high-stakes, tense boardroom meetings on the top floor of a skyscraper. The text is telling us that the divine, that profound sense of peace and deeper reality, is hidden right there, right in the middle of your commute, right in your meetings. You don't have to escape your life to find it. You just have to look a little closer at what's already around you.
And this brings us to a brilliant point. True awareness starts entirely inward. The text instructs us to look deep within our hearts, to behold the destroyer of ego. Now, in the professional world, ego is that exhausting inner voice that constantly compares your career progress to everyone else's. It's the voice whispering that you aren't successful enough, or that you constantly need to prove you're the smartest person in the room. By turning inward and connecting with a deeper spiritual reality, the text suggests we can actually dissolve that ego. And when the ego is destroyed, the pressure of constant comparison vanishes right along with it. You can just do your work, exist in your life, and be at peace, without the exhausting need to constantly validate your own importance.
Section 3. Escaping the Cycle. Breaking Free. We can view this cycle of birth and death mentioned in the text as the exhausting loop of the modern rat race. First, we have this burning desire for a temporary success, closing a big deal, getting a raise. Then, boom, we get a brief, fleeting ego boost when we achieve it. But almost immediately, we hit renewed anxiety. The baseline shifts, expectations rise, and the fear of losing what we just gained sets right in. And then, the cycle just repeats itself. The source text explains that in the love of duality, meaning our obsession with winning versus losing, having versus not having, we completely forget our deeper purpose. It actually warns that living entirely in this cycle makes the faithless cynic lose the game of life. Burnout isn't just about working too many hours, it's about being trapped in this exact loop without any deeper anchor to hold you down.
But there is profound comfort here. The text doesn't just diagnose the problem, it hands us the cure. It reads, "Breaking my bonds, the true Guru has set me free." By embracing spiritual wisdom and breaking these bonds of constant workplace anxiety and ego-driven desires, we are literally set free from this endless cycle. Now, this absolutely doesn't mean you stop caring about your work or you drop your responsibilities.
It simply means your internal state is no longer held hostage by your external circumstances. You're free to engage with your career without being emotionally bound by every single up and down of the corporate roller coaster.
Section 4. Awakening the Jewel. Inner Spiritual Wisdom.
So the crucial takeaway here is that when the text talks about a jewel of spiritual wisdom shining forth, it's pointing to something highly specific and honestly transformative. It means discovering an inner peace that is entirely independent of worldly success. Think about how powerful that is. It means a bad workday, a difficult colleague, or a rejected proposal simply cannot touch your core value. This jewel is an internal reservoir of resilience. When you stop looking for lasting joy in temporary things, like we talked about at the very beginning, this inner wisdom begins to shine, lighting up your perspective even on your absolute most stressful days.
And the final, beautiful realization from the text is this: the Formless Lord dwells within my mind. Listen, you don't have to quit your job, sell all your possessions, and move to a mountaintop to find peace. This ancient wisdom teaches us that the eternal truth, the highest, most grounded reality, dwells right within your own mind. It's with you while you're drafting emails, running errands, or just sitting in traffic. The divine presence is formless, meaning it isn't restricted to a temple or a specific time of day. It's a constant, steady companion that keeps you grounded right at your desk, accessible the very moment you choose to tune out the noise of the rat race and tune inward.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to really chew on as you navigate your week ahead. When the temporary things fade, when the current project is totally over, when the praise is forgotten, when the stressful meeting is just a distant memory, what is the jewel shining within your mind? What is the permanent truth you're holding on to? Take this ancient wisdom with you tomorrow morning. Let it be the quiet, steady anchor that helps you navigate the modern world with grace, clarity, and true freedom. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the text.